Everyone, I hope you are doing well. Today, in this video session, we are going to focus on the critical appreciation of the poem The Road Not Taken. Already we have discussed a lot about this particular poem. So now we are going to see which kind of the literary devices and figures of speech used by the poet. With the help of the critical appreciation, we are going to understand this particular poem very well. So without wasting the time, let's see the critical appreciation of the poem The Road Not Taken. So let's see, already we have discussed that whenever we are going to see the critical appreciation, we need to consider 5 points. That is the title of the poem, the name of the poet, then rhyme scheme is there, then figure of speech, at least one figure of speech we need to explain, and the last important factor, that is the theme or the central idea of the poem. So here we are going to discuss about these 5 aspects. So let's see that the title of the poem, The Road Not Taken, aptly tells us how it is not the paths that we take, but the paths that we don't take, the shape that shape our future. So it's up to us. Already we have discussed about the central concern of this particular poem. So this poem is all about the decision making process and whatever the decisions we had taken in our life. So on the basis of that, we had built our future. So let's see, the poem has been written, you know it very well, the name of the poet, that is the poem has been written by Robert Frost, a celebrated American poet. So the rhyme scheme of the poem, this is very important factor. The rhyme scheme of the poem is A B A A B. What is it? A B A A B. Remember the rhyme scheme of the poem. So for 1 mark you have to write the rhyme scheme of the poem. So I hope now it's clear to you that the rhyme scheme of this particular poem is A B A A B. And now we are going to discuss about the major or prominent figure of speech which is used in this particular poem. So in this particular poem, metaphor is used as the prominent figure of speech. So the prominent figure of speech used in this poem is metaphor, as the road symbolizes the choices we come across in life. So the road is representing the choices or options we have to make in our lives. So the theme of the poem, last important point, that is the theme of the poem is choices that a person may face in his life. And it is about selecting the right approach to life through making bold and correct decisions. So on the basis of the bold and correct decisions, you can build the future. So here is very important to take the right decisions without fear or without any kind of the hesitation. So try to take the decisions in such a way with courageously, and of course remember you have to take the decisions as per your capability and try to believe in yourself. So this is the central concern of this particular poem. So as per this, remember you have to write the critical appreciation in the form of the paragraph. Don't write it point wise, because if you had written the critical appreciation point wise, your marks will be reduced. So try to always keep in your mind that you have to write the critical appreciation in the format that is paragraph form. So अगर अभी तक आपने हमारे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब नहीं किया है, please to subscribe our channel for new and innovative learning of English language, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So let's see the major figures of speech used in this poem. So one by one, now we are going to see which are the major figure of speech used by the poet. So the first figure of speech we are going to discuss, that is inversion. Inversion, we all know it very well. Already we have discussed a lot about this particular figure of speech. Sometimes poets change the correct grammatical prose order of words in line of a poem. This may be emphasize something or to make lines rhyme, and this will add the beauty to the poem, because figures of speech generally used to create or to add the beauty or to enhance the language. So that is the purpose of any figure of speech. So here remember we have the inversion, and in this inversion the poet has changed the general prose order. So we have one example in the poem, that is, and be one traveler, long I stood. So in this particular line, the words are not arranged in the correct prose order. The correct order is what? That and be one traveler, I stood long. So this is the correct prose order. So to make a rhythm or to create the rhythm in the poem or to emphasize the point, the poet has changed the general poetic or prose order in this particular above line. Okay, so I hope now you have understood this particular figure of speech, which is one of the major figure of speech in the poem, that is inversion. And after this we are going or moving ahead, and we are going to see something about repetition. Repetition, you know it very well, that this is the repetition of the words in the same line. Okay, repetition is the simple repeating of words within a short space of words with no particular placement of the words to secure emphasis. So here we have one example from the same poem, that is, 8 knowing how way leads on to way. 8 knowing how way leads on to way. So which word is repeating here? Just guess it. I hope you have guessed the correct answer, that the word way is repeated for greater poetic effect. It is here the word way. The word way is used for twice, and of course the poet would like to emphasize the effect of his poem. So here we have the poetic or the figure of speech, that is repetition. And the last but not the least, we're going to discuss about the exclamation. Exclamation is also one of the figure of speech, and in this figure of speech, when ideas or words express strong emotions such as joy is there, anger is there, surprise is there, and so many other strong emotions, if those emotions expressed with the help of exclamation, so that time it is known as exclamation figures of speech. Okay, so for example, in the poem, the poet has used the exclamation in this line: oh, I kept the first for another day. And last we have the sign, that is exclamatory mark, and with the help of the exclamatory mark you can easily recognize that which figure of speech used by the poet. So this particular figure of speech indicates a strong feeling, and here the strong feeling of the poet is expressed with the help of the exclamation. So this is all about the poetic devices which were used in this poem. So with this concluding line, I would like to thank you for watching my videos. Stay home, stay safe, stay tuned. Thank you everyone.